Did you choose the community that you grew up in, the lifestyle that you were brought up in when you were a kid? No parent is perfect, but at the same time, you gotta look at your whole life. I look at myself as a prime example. My environment wasn't the best environment, but yet that was the home that I grew up in. My choices weren't always the right choices, but yet those were still my choices. When you are blinded by the world because you don't have the knowledge, the education, or even the support to become something better than what society is trying to make you into, that's who you become. But when you get sick and tired and hit rock bottom and you want to strive to be somebody else, that's when you have the opportunity to change and become something better. I've been to juvenile hall, the California Youth Authority, juvenile camps, placement, prison, county jails, etc. And it was just a lifestyle that I just accepted. Like, it just was what it was. My criminal activity was nothing but a life to me. But at the end of the day, sooner or later, you grow the fuck up and wake up and realize, like, this all isn't worth it. Now, no matter what, the environment that you grew up in, you're always still gonna still have bonds and relationships with people in that community. So let's just say, like, you go to jail, for example, and you get out on parole probation. Well, now since you're on parole or probation, the cops have the right to stop and frisk you and pat you down and harass you whenever they want. They do check-ins at your home where they come with the probation officer or parole officer and check whatever part of the home that you're living in. All right, and they do this randomly. And that's not talking about the times that you got to go into the parole or probation office to check in for urine test and all this other stuff. Now, you have to do this, right? Not for a few months or something. You have to do this for years before you're even eligible to get taken off parole or probation. That's the way that the system works. You have to be disciplined enough to tell yourself you're not going to get high, you're not going to be involved in criminal activity, and you're not going to get caught up in other people's bullshit. But at the same time, you have to understand it's not easy. A person in any type of predicament like that, right? Majority of these people have addiction problems, whether it's drug addiction or they have mommy and daddy issues to where they have no parents, they have nothing. The gang is everything to them. But at the same time, you try to be there for these people, especially the younger ones who are lost in this and who are just so captivated by this lifestyle. And you try to give them a better way, kind of like a mentor. So when you looked at the gang as in like a brotherhood, as in like a way to associate yourself with other people from the community, there you go, as a community resource center, right? Then you start to realize as you get older, like, there's nothing that's gonna come out of this. You're gonna go kill a rival and then go spend the rest of your life hanging out with all his homeboys in prison. You're gonna sit down right here and sell some drugs and make a quick few $1,000 and then sit in prison for like 10 or 15 fucking years. Like, you best believe all this shit stacks up. Prison priors stack up. Like, you could be minding your own business now, right? But just because you have that criminal record, right? Or just because you even have tattoos, that these people are gonna harass you non-fucking stop. Like, if you look at some of my older videos, right? You see all my tattoos are very, very dark. Then I started getting them removed. I was going for about a year and a half and stuff just because I got tired of getting fucked with. But no matter what, I'm not on parole, I'm not on probation, I'm not on nothing. I started studying all this stuff about law to educate myself because the police will constantly manipulate and trick and try to harass people. Now, when it comes to me, I see beyond that shit. I'm not gonna allow anybody to try to force me into saying something or doing something. If a police stops me now, I ain't on parole, I ain't on probation. You can't stop and frisk me randomly. You can ask me whatever the fuck you want, but I ain't gonna answer your questions. And I'm not saying necessarily with that attitude, but that's just the mentality that you have to have. A lot of these people are crooks, and yeah, they're supposed to protect and serve the community. But how many people actually do that? Think about that. How many officers actually protect the community? I think of a few cops that I ran into who are actually chill and just doing their job. But then you got a lot of these gang unit motherfuckers that all they do is harass. All they care about is building information. They don't care about the community. They're not trying to do any outreach, or they're not trying to help anybody. But yet, that's my opinion. I got into the gang at a very early age, but yet that doesn't mean that I'm gonna be entrenched in this shit. I found something better to focus on, and that's my children. I found something to make me think about life in a different perspective, and that's Buddhism. Now, do I still have love for where I grew up? Of course I do. Do I still want to associate myself with other people who are doing the same stupid shit that I used to? Fuck no, I don't. I still talk to people in the community who happen to have the same background but change their lives or have kids and other things. But at the end of the day, as far as people involved in criminal activity, I stay the fuck away from that. Why? Because that just gives police more of a reason to harass you. My whole point of saying any of this is just to hopefully help somebody out there who's going through the same shit and doesn't know how to articulate this. So, with that being said, I'm going to end this. Hope you all have a great day.